Welcome to Gene and Mike to the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, March 5th, 2026. So, did this meet your high expectations for a Thursday New York Times crossword?
I felt it was a pretty fair Thursday.
Good.
Yes, I mean, it was tricky.
Mm-hmm.
The theme was especially tricky.
Yes.
But once we kind of figured out what was going on, it was not too bad. And actually, we did finish it pretty quickly. So with two heads, it always goes faster, right? So
I don't know. Sometimes committees don't work that well.
no, but partners oftentimes do. So anyway, yeah, we tag teamed on this, and what I knew she didn't, and what she knew I didn't, and so we just whipped through it.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got through it. I don't know if I whipped through it. In fact, I had a significant mistake.
Oh, no.
Yes. And in retrospect, it was sort of a dumb mistake.
Oh, dear.
So I'll let you guess which clue.
No, I'm not going to guess, because there were a lot of clues. I mean, you look at that puzzle, there are many tiny, tiny little answers in there. Lots of suffixes and just, lots of there were just a lot, right?
Lots of grist for Triplet Tuesday.
74 across clues and 68 down clues. That's kind of a lot for a weekday. So yeah, that added to the challenge of the puzzle.
Right.
But there was a little animation at the end, so I like that. Not much.
I'm not even sure if I saw it. Just a bunch of letters appeared that previously were not there.
That's right. But it worked out.
Well, since you're not willing to try your hand at guessing where I strayed.
I have no idea.
It was 26 across, rang out, peeled.
Oh.
I, of course, wrote Peeled.
Oh, dear.
Because I got peeled, and which meant that, and I didn't look closely at this until eventually I did, 22 down, Blitzkrieg Pop Band. And I had the Ramones as opposed to the correct answer of the Ramones.
Right.
And so
the Ramones.
I was like looking all over the place. It's just like, is this wrong? I had my suspicions about 59 across, Bass EG, which was ale. And that crossed with 54 down, Pee Wee of Baseball, Reese.
Pee Wee REESE, yes.
Well, so I thought perhaps it could be Pee Wee REESE, RIESE, and then perhaps 59 across was Ali for some reason. It wasn't. It was Ale and Reese. And there might have been one or two other places where I sort of cast a somewhat skeptical eye at, but no, it was... I forgot how to spell peeled.
Oh, dear.
So embarrassing.
That is sad.
Yeah. But I found it.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, let's talk about this magnificent theme.
It was a magnificent theme. I don't know if I can explain it very well or not, but I will do my best. There were a number of clues, and the answers did not match the clues. For example, the first one going across was 19 across, which was move from power. And the answer was 5 letters. I wanted it to be oust, but of course it was 5 letters. So it turned out to be overt, which is nothing to do with removing anyone from power. And another one going down, 5 down, was choreograph, and the answer to that was orc, as in like Lord of the Rings monsters.
Yes.
Orc, O-R-C. They just didn't make any sense whatsoever. But we got most of them from the crosses, even though they didn't make sense. We just kept going. And then when we got down to the bottom and the revealer, it made a little more sense, but we still had a lot of thinking to do to make it make sense in our heads. So 66 and 68 across were the revealer clues, and they were long shot candidates or a hint to 6 squares in this puzzle. And the answer to that was dark horses. Dark horses. Okay. So in the middle of the puzzle, there were many tiny answers, 3 and 4 letter answers. And in actuality, they weren't 3 or 4 letter answers, but the some of the letters were actually under the black squares that were in the mass in the middle.
Right.
So overt was not really the answer to 19 across, which was removed from power, because the one right next to it, 20 across, was boarding pass info, and that was row. And so if you take overt and row and you put an H between them on the black square that was between them, you get the word overthrow, which is remove from power.
Yes.
And going down, we had orc, as I mentioned earlier, and the one right under it was 25 down, approximate number, or NO period, and that was EST for estimate. And then right under that was 45 down, packed it in, which was 8, ATE. So you had orc, S8. And if you filled in the black squares between them with an H and an R, you get orchestrate, which is choreograph.
Yeah.
So these answers that weren't making sense were actually carrying over to the answer right next to them or right under them, depending on if they were going across or down. And there was a missing letter. And that missing letter would be where the black square was that was between the 2 answers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could figure out what that is, then you could read. You were mentioning 22 down, the Ramones. Ramones were that was actually the 22 was Blitzkrieg Bop band. But the answer there was RAM, because there's only 3 letters, RAM. But then right underneath that was 41 down, Super Mario Brothers platform, which was NES, that stands for Nintendo something, in Entertainment System. Okay, so you had the RAM and then a black square in the NAS. If you put an O in the black square, that would be Ramones,
right,
which is the answer to that original clue of 22 down with the Blitzkrieg Bop. Okay, so how do you know which letters to put in the black squares to make these words make sense? Well, the answer was in the revealer, dark horses. And if you put an H in the first one, that showed up, and then an O, and then an R, and then an S, and then an E, and then another S, you got the word horses.
Yeah.
And those were the letters you had to put in order to make the clues make sense. So they were dark horses because they were on the black squares, and they spelled out horses. So that was the theme. Kind of complicated, but when you solved the puzzle and everything was correct, those letters then appeared in white, and then you could see the word overthrow and Ramones and orchestrate and all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that was the theme.
Yes, it was extraordinary.
Pretty amazing. Yeah,
I can't imagine making this.
I can't either, because you would have to think of words that had words or something that would be a crossword answer within them, like orchestrate. You had orc and est and 8.
Yes.
And overt and row to make overthrow. And so, yeah, it would be very, very challenging, I think,
right,
to make it.
And this was by Han Hyun, who clearly rose to the challenge.
Uh-huh.
He's done 8 crosswords since 2023. Can't imagine how long it took him to do this one, but
I know
it was fantastic.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I liked actually 26 down. I wasn't really sure about it all. Winning hit at Wimbledon, maybe, and it was when you put the 3 parts together, you got passing shot.
Right.
You know what? I guess that's just the name for it.
I guess so.
Passing shot. I thought that was something you do, like when you were yelling at someone driving by them on the highway or something. Take a passing shot at somebody, but I don't know. There were other good clues here. We had 10 across, fiddlesticks. That was ba.
Ba. Yes.
Appreciated that. And we had 16 across, sewing cooking class, informally, home ec.
Home ec.
Haven't seen that for a while.
No, they haven't called it home ec for many, many years. So,
but it's not a debut. Home ec has appeared 19 times.
Oh yeah, I've seen it before.
The first time it appeared was, let's see, Class for Beginner Cooks in 2000. Boy, I would have thought it would have shown up earlier than that. But
But do you know what they call home ec now?
Family and Consumer Sciences.
That is correct. I don't think that will be showing up in the crossword anytime soon.
It would have to be a Sunday for sure to make it all work.
Yeah, I suppose. Even that, it's a pretty long name.
We had, let's see, 44 across, NBA great blank Archibald.
Nate Archibald.
Yeah, once again, I did not know Nate.
Oh, I did.
Okay, well, that's good.
They called him Nate Tiny Archibald because he was not very tall, but he was a scrappy player. So,
has he ever played on the same team as Pee Wee Reese?
No, Pee Wee Reese was a baseball player.
Right, I understand that, but they were both apparently on the small side.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he played baseball long before I was around, but when I was growing up, when I was a little girl, he was an announcer for the Cubs. It would be what was his partner's name? I can't remember.
Eminem?
No,
with Reese?
No. I can't remember. But anyway, I remember Pee Wee Reese.
Pee Wee Reese. Okay.
Yeah. I want to say like Jack Rickman or something like that, Pee Wee Reese. But anyway, they would broadcast the Cubs, which was my father's favorite team. You know, he loved to watch the Cubs play baseball. And so we would often tune in on Sunday afternoon to see the Cubs and hear Pee Wee Reese give the play-by-play.
Okay. Speaking of favorites, we had 50 down. Deadwood actor McShane was Ian.
Ian McShane.
One of my favorite actors. And we had an old term, 52 down typewriter feature, tab set.
Tab set, yeah. I was trying to remember because my mother taught business and office practice, so she taught typing, and so we had a big typewriter. I can't remember how you set the tab set in a manual typewriter.
Apparently, there was some lever or some button you pushed down.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some bar where you set things on it and then it caused it to tab. But I don't remember very much. But that was when I was just a little girl.
I started with tab key.
Yes, I did too.
Because that made more sense.
Yes, but that's on computers.
Sure.
It's not just a typewriter feature.
Well, did they even have a tab? Yeah, I guess they must have a tab key on a typewriter.
Oh yeah. That's how you tabbed. But first you had to set the tabs somehow. But once you set them, then every time you set the tab key, it would go to the next tab that you had set. So
here's the interesting thing: it's probably easier to set a tab on a typewriter than it is in a computer. Because first you got to figure out where are the tabs, how do I set them.
Oh, it's not too hard. But
easier on a keyboard, on a typewriter rather.
I liked 10 down. That's enough out of you. Be silent.
Yes.
Be silent.
Who says be silent?
I don't know, but I like that.
Be quiet.
Silent.
Be quiet. Shut up. Put a sock in it, but be silent.
Be silent.
Let's see. We had 53 down, spots where pins are dropped. Alleys.
I knew that had to be alleys.
Really?
But I think it was 51. What did I have for 51 across? I didn't have
center of a Scrabble board.
Oh yeah, we had free, like it was a free space. So we had an E there. But that didn't last too long.
Yeah, I had star. Let's see, we had 42 down. That was performs at a Thunderbird show. Aviates.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to point out that they also are the rule is aviate, navigate, and communicate in that order.
Oh, uh-huh.
So presumably they were also navigating and communicating.
Uh-huh.
We hope.
Yeah, we kind of ended up in that corner with 38 down. Real genius. Einstein.
Yes. Wait. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the author of this crossword, Han Hyun, is also a real
Oh,
genius.
I would agree with that 100%.
Let's see. There were a couple of interesting. I like the fact that we had 45 down. That was packed it in was 8.
Right.
And then we had 61 down, pack it in, cram. And this is a bit of a stretch, but 12 down, pack, rat, hoarder.
That's right.
So we had a lot of packing going on in this crossword.
We did. That is interesting. I hadn't noticed that.
I am always on the lookout for interesting parallels in the grid.
Now, had you ever heard of 36 Down, one named artist who sang the U.S. national anthem at the Paris Olympics closing ceremony?
One named artist?
Yeah.
Her?
Her.
I think I might have heard the name.
I just am not familiar with her at all.
Oh.
So I'll have to do some research on her.
Let's see, who else did? Oh, yes, of course, we had the aforementioned Ramones. So I tried listening to Blitzkrieg Bop. Just couldn't get into it.
Oh,
It's probably like too old or something like that.
Yeah, could be. I don't know.
And then we had 71 across, feature of the Cyclops, One Eye.
One Eye.
And I thought, kids are so cruel. Started calling them One Eye. And then, let's see, 70 across. You just made that up. Liar.
Liar.
That was a nice way of sort of summarizing that quickly. All right. I think that is it for today.
Okay.
So thanks, everyone, for listening. Friday's crossword is going to be out soon. We will tackle it and come back to talk about that crossword, and we hope you'll join us tomorrow.
Bye-bye.